Hold on. Let me get Mr. Holson on, man. Mr. Holson, you want to comment on this, brother? Go ahead.
Hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, what's going on, brother?
Mm-hmm.
How y'all doing? What's up, Tommy? What's up,
What's going on,
brother?
I was just trying to get. I wanted Black Achievement to finish talking so I can get. I'm trying to get the point that he's trying to make, and I'm not quite getting it.
Can you help me out? What was I saying?
No, just the whole. I've been listening for a little bit, and I'm just trying to get.
Okay. Here's, let me see if I can bring it home a little bit here. Here's what I noticed, Mr. Holtzism, is when other people outside of our community who come from humble beginnings, like the immigrants who come here crossing the line illegal, without jobs, without monies and whatnot, and they do well, we hold them up as being model citizens, saying, hey, so-and-so didn't have this, didn't have that, but look, they're getting all A's, or they're going to college, or they're trying to get the dream act.
Are they really doing well? Because I think a lot of that is fabricated.
Yeah.
Would it be safe to say that the reason why this is going on is because Black people in this country have a dysfunctional culture? Would that be safe to say? Like their values?
Yes. I will agree with that. Yes. Meaning, okay. I'm fine with that. Yep.
Then my question to you is, how did that happen, and how do you fix it?
Ooh, oh man, that's a good question. Let me just go back and just respond a little bit to what Taylor and Thomas said very quickly.
The reason why answer his question. Answer his question.
I'm going to answer your question.
Answer the man question. He asked you a direct question. Answer the question.
Thomas, you asked me a question as well. So did Taylor. Okay.
No. Answer his question. I yield my time to his question.
Let me say this very quick. The reason why there's such an unemployment crisis among our young people is simply this. We don't hire. When we feel like we're ready to hire, then the unemployment crisis.
We don't got no jobs to get over. We don't got no jobs to hire.
I just said, you asked me about unemployment, and the reason why we have an unemployment crisis is that we don't hire. There's no unemployment crisis in the Korean community.
You got to have business to hire people, Black Achievement. What planet are you living on?
Wait, go get the businesses. Why can't I finish my point here?
Look, Black Achievement, there's one small problem that you just don't seem to get. You know, the white man has the business. It's his land. We can't just take the business. Now, if we were basically, like you said, the reason why we're nationalists, because we understand that we need a land of our own.
You're not a nationalist. You're not a nationalist. You're not a nationalist.
Yes, I am a nationalist.
You're a nationalist in speech, in rhetoric.
No, I am Black Achievement. I believe ultimately African Americans have to have their own independent government. That's the only way it's going to solve our problems. That's
right. I have no problem with that. But what I'm saying to you is, every time I say something, the default is, oh, the white man won't let us. The white man has this. The white man has that.
No, we're saying Black Achievement.
That's what I just said. You said the white man all the businesses.
Hold on, Black Achievement. Have you ever seen any Japanese company that's prosperous in the United States, that formed in the United States? No. Toyota, Sumitomo, Sony, all these people, where they come from? I studied Japan's economic system through and through. It started by humble beginnings in the little islands of Deshima, Edo Bay, Yokohama. All these places were little tiny trading companies that grew into big giant firms helped by a Japanese government. You know, they called the Zaibatsus. Now it's called the Keiretsus. These are Japanese trading firms that morphed into industrial firms and international trading firms that grew into giant companies. The assets, they were able to rate their own assets by their own value system. They were the first country to pull themselves up to Western standards on their own. You know, the same thing can happen with African Americans. If we had our own land, we could basically put our asset pool up for ourselves. You know, we wouldn't even need any help, any investment for anybody. We're the only people that can do that. The bottom line is, we have our industry.
Well, one thing is this, I want to shed a little insight because this is the thing that's just absolutely maddening to me is that, one, we try to act like things like, the fact that, one, the banks they simply just aren't willing to lend. Even if you go in there with a solid business plan with 10-year projections, the likelihood of you getting a small business loan from a bank that has authority to lend through SBA, in a lot of cases, if you're a black person going to these banks, I mean, like Chima, I work in the bank industry. I've seen, we actually had training on this, the fact that there was still like a myriad of banks that are still discriminating against people.
Yeah.
Based on race alone. They're redlining. I'm talking about. We actually have I have data. I have actual data that shows the discrimination that is happening right now. I'm talking about there's at least 50 different cases where they have to pay punitive damages because of redlining, because of discrimination. 50. I'm talking about in the past 2.5 years alone. So the fact that we say
Thomas, that's not our fight, Thomas. I'm sorry, that's not our fight.
What do you mean? What black nationalists? That's one of the problems, man.
I thought we were black nationalists.
What do you mean that's not a fight?
I want to get back to Mr. Hollison's question. I thought we were black nationalists. That's not a black nationalist.
Listen. What do you mean it's not a fight?
I'm sorry, Thomas.
I got this. Hold on a second. How can you say that's not a fight when you said that we don't hire? Well, how do you get the capital if the capital is being held from you?
Okay, I'll answer that very quickly. Let me answer the question, brother. Give me 30 seconds, and I'll answer that. Here's how you get capital. Every dollar that you have in your pocket has to remain within your community. That's how capital is developed and grown. You cannot allow your dollars to go outside of your community. Your network.
That's how we build. Obvious there, we've had that conversation before. That's just simplistic. That's not going. We've said
black nationalism 101.
I know, but that was the black uneducated nationalist. We're on a different level right now. You think the white man
that's not even realistic.
Figured that out? That was what we talked about 100 years when we all
you start. Your business would start. You show me a successful quote unquote business, right, that's run by a black person other than a soul food restaurant, other than somebody who sells oils, incense, and comedy sales and bootleg videos, and that can rely strictly on a black dollar.
Can I get my question answered?
Oh, yeah, Caleb, thank you, Mr. Hall. Let me answer your question very, very quickly, Mr. Hobson. Thank you. That's a good question, brother. Very excellent question. Let me say this. What has happened in the black community is this. Economically, we got to make a living. You got to find a way to put money in your pocket. So if the legitimate economy, as Brother Thomas so adequately described it, if the unemployment rate among young black men is 40, 50%, in some cities is more than 50%, you got to go out in the underground economy and try to make your way, be it running numbers, selling crack, selling marijuana, boosting, whatever it may be. You got to do something to feed yourself and your family or do whatever it is you have to do. What this has done is that this has perpetuated a false moral and value system in our community, where those things that are so egregious, so wrong, somehow is now looked at as being so wrong because we believe that the brother and sister got to do what they got to do to feed their family. This creates a warped sense of morals, a warped sense of values, a warped sense of community. This is why it's very difficult for me to talk to our people.
I agree.
So I agree with you there. But here's the thing I say, as a black nationalist show enough, I got to kick you out. I can't have you selling crack in my community where my kids got to go to school. I can't have you robbing my grandmama for a Social Security check. I can't have you.
We all know that.
Can I focus on that right there?
Yes, please.
If I could just get a chance to get this in. Now you're saying, you just explained to me a socioeconomic and political situation is causing these brothers to do what they do. But then I'm hearing you say you want to go to these brothers and stop them from doing what they do without addressing the socioeconomic and political system. So it's just going to stay the way.
You don't want to confront the system. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't say that.
That's what you're saying.
It's what
you're not saying, Black.
No.
Hold on one second. I don't want to.
Wait, let me know how we can finish because he's making a good point.
I don't want to misquote you. So if I'm misrepresenting what you're saying, please correct me. Because I heard you say we got to go to these brothers and tell them we don't want you doing this in our community. We don't want you doing that in our community. That's what I heard you say. Okay.
Yes.
So what about the socioeconomic and political system that's putting in a position to do that in the first place? How are we going to address that?
I just told you is this. We have to develop a model of pure black economics where every dollar you have, I don't care if the damn grocery store is a hut, is an outdoor market. Your money, your dollars have to stay within your community, have to go to people that are hiring your people.
Thank you. I agree with you 100%.
We all agree with that. But that's a little.
Wait. I'm not finished.
Okay, go ahead.
Because it's a multi-pronged approach. Then you also have the education. We have to have a competitive educational experience. We cannot have a situation where our schools are holding pins for thugs.
Well, what's the glue for? What is the glue for all this? What is the glue?
God damn it, the glue to hold all that together, Kayla.
No, what's the glue? The glue is culture. And culture is, long-term culture is an ability to be a nation. Without that, you have no reason to be together. That's what you have right now.
Yeah, I just wanted to make a statement based on just everything that was said. And Colin's right 100% that I feel for Black Achievement because I think he's a good brother. I mean, I really
he is, man.
He's a good brother.
Yo, this is an ugly world, my friend. This is a really ugly world.
What I'm really concerned about is his health, because you are going to get a heart attack or get high blood pressure dealing with these Negroes, thinking that they're going to change their behavior without culture. You're going to drive yourself to an early grave if you keep thinking.
You will go crazy. You will end up hating black people. That's what's going to happen. Really. You're black as you're going to end up hating your own race.
And my thing is, and I just want to say this, because there seems to be a lot of misinterpretation about what culture is and nationalism is. I'm going to give you my perspective. I don't disregard any of our history. I don't disregard our history on the continent, and I don't disregard our history in this country. I include all of that in the equation. So I'm not trying to say we going to Africa and we're just going to forget about all of our history and all the.
No, we're part of who we are is our experience in America. We're different from Nigeria.
In totality. So I don't see how anybody can really argue with me on this point. We have to reconnect with our history and our culture so that we can have cultural cohesion. If we do not have that, nothing is going to work. And I don't see how that's even an argument. How is that even an argument? We're looking at the example of it right now. Everything's in place. All of these, it's like when you have a lion or a gorilla and you have him in a cage all of his life. If you open up the cage, the logical thing is for him to just leave the cage and go and be free. But don't you know he won't do that?
He'll go right back in the cage and lock himself in.
He'll stay right in that cage because that's what he's used to and that's what he's comfortable with.